Greetings, geeks, and welcome to episode 910 of Geeks in Space. I'm still Rob Vandertalk and
still pretending to be in low orbit. Thorbert, we got Chris DeBona.
Hey.
And Rob Roseboom.
Hello.
Are the seals holding? Did I?
No.
Oh, did we lose?
Oh, Chris is violent.
Oh, Chris, you went muted.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
There you go. Good job. We're technically savvy.
Okay. Are we really episode 910?
Yeah, we are really in episode 910. It's
Wow.
disturbing, right?
It's super disturbing.
It'd be way less disturbing if we didn't lose like 300 episodes. Although I have to say, we've now done like 500 episodes since Jeff lost like 300 episodes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of episodes.
That's a dedication to friendship.
That's right. That's right. A lot of time squandered.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We've got the Lunar Gateway primary modules are getting corroded. Guys, we built them, and then we're just going to let them sit there and rest for a while.
You know, I was looking forward to having one of them delivered.
Just hanging off the back.
Let's see now.
Mhm.
It's in
A little,
Turin. Oh, okay.
A little WD-40 might have helped.
Yeah.
Got to have a little lube.
I guess it was the Lunar Gateway, and now they want to put it on the moon. I'm like, is it
Sure.
portable like that? Do they just like give it a different coat of paint?
They just tow it behind a couple of starships. That's how
Yeah.
we pretend things work now.
Now it's the porta potty, you know?
I'm gonna corrode it more.
It's under Talos, huh?
Yeah, they built it, but they don't really have a way to get it there. So cool.
Well,
This is where they should have embraced the Acme slingshot technology, really. You know?
Speaking of Acme, there's like a Coyote versus Acme.
Yeah,
That's
I saw that.
that's the
looks
one
kinda
that
fun.
that's the one that got written off as a tax write-off by what's his butt when he took over the studio, and they wrote it off, and they were like, "Well, we'll never release it." And then they sold a bunch of movies to like catch up studios or something, and now they're marketing it as the movie they didn't want you to see. And you know me, I'll see a cartoon.
That's cool.
I watched Hoppers last night.
Hoppers.
I'll just tell you because I want to talk about that for a second.
This is a bear.
This is
movie?
the latest Pixar movie.
Oh, it's Pixar.
Yeah, and it's
I've heard of
it's basically Avatar, but it's like the teenage eco rebel girl, but she gets avatared into a beaver robot and then has to go hang around in the animal kingdom in order to save her very special glade from developers.
Okay.
One of which is voiced by John Hamm.
Mhm.
And it's really funny. Like legitimately, like it takes like 20 minutes to get to the funny part, and then there are a lot of really good jokes. The thing that's really funny about it is that they use different models for when the characters are like when you're looking at a character that you can talk to, it's animated like a cartoon character, right? Big eyes and stuff. And when you can't talk to the character, it's got little beady eyes and it's animated more like a traditional forest creature might be.
Mm.
So you can always tell what the state of communication is, except that for some reason, the mad scientists have TVs like closed circuit cameras, and they can also like see what the robots or what the animals are doing.
Okay.
But it is really funny
Why is it called Hoppers?
because
You hop into bodies.
they hop into the bodies. Yeah, that's
I saw it, and
avatar.
I assumed she was going to be a rabbit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought there should have been like a jumping component from the name,
Right.
but
No, she's a beaver, and she has to like find a new beaver to inhabit her glade because the developers have scared away the beavers, and but
Mm.
I was
mostly
Googling for it and I saw this. This is a Singaporean egg hopper. Oh, for God's sakes.
yep, you lost us.
Yeah.
There's a sequence where they have to summon the heads of all of the animal councils.
Mhm.
And it's like this dramatic sequence with like the insect king and the bird king and all the kings show up. It's so funny. But like it's an absolutely charming movie. It doesn't emotionally hit like as hard as like a Toy Story 3 did. But
Yeah.
you know, it's really good, and you should absolutely watch it. And after the first 15 minutes, it really moves fast and it's fun. Back on target, we've got a hairdryer used to win a weather sensor bet. This is actually pretty crazy. There's a Polymarket bet about what the weather in an airport was going to be on a certain day, and and the thermometer in the airport registered a couple of degrees higher than the actual temperature outside, and so they think that there was somebody using a hairdryer to raise the temperature of the thermometer in order to win the Polymarket bet. Like,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah, no, this, I think John Oliver covered this one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, or one of them. I don't know. Yeah, it's who knew that there could be a manipulation of a betting market?
Well, when have people ever done anything wrong to get money?
No.
I mean, come
You know,
on.
right.
You know, if I can't take a battery powered heat gun to you know, Charles de Gaulle Airport and make a couple grand, who am I?
Yeah,
You know,
what
this
is even
America?
what is
What's
even
the
the point of living if you can't do that?
Not a thing.
So dumb.
Yeah, I wish that might be my only regret about the fact that the Geeks in Space podcast doesn't have like 1 million listeners. Because if we had like 1 million listeners, we could like bet on whether or not one of us would say the word banana and then like just win.
Didn't we talk about this last time?
Probably.
I swear to God we did.
Every time.
Every time. It's just so dumb.
So the next one that we have on the list is kind of gross. A lady brought her husband back to his own funeral as a hologram. But what I didn't catch is, were they actually plugging him into like an LLM or anything, or was it just the hologram with a script?
No, evidently it was interactive. You could ask it questions and it knew basic facts about his life.
Was he in on it? Did he want this to happen?
Not that I read, no, or
No.
not that I can remember.
And, like,
she just
the thing that I thought was interesting is that like they had a comment in there about how she and he, before he died, they had agreed upon a budget for his funeral. And like, she's like, I went way over the budget. So I was like, so you actually like broke his wish by making a hologram. Like, it wasn't the hologram. It was that you spent, they said they wanted the funeral budget to be $2,000 and the hologram alone was more than $2,000. Like, okay, cool.
I mean, not for nothing. This was in Wenatchee in Washington State. This very much gives Wenatchee. That's all I'm going to say.
Is that a special place?
It's a very special place.
Right on.
Well, you know, I will say this does make it easier to do stuff like this. Before, you know, you'd have to catch a bunch of ropes, hire a bunch of people trained in marionettes. You know, it gets a little gruesome when you have the deceased pop out of the coffin and dance around, you know, answer questions.
Right. And
it's a lot easier with a hologram.
And when it keeps asking for brains, it really unsettles the front row.
It's just really hard to do with practical effects, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
She had promised Bill she would spend $2,000 on his super wake, but the figure quickly escalated as the work became more ambitious. Pam said the final sum was probably at least 10 to 15 times her original plan.
Jesus.
Worth it.
You know,
guys, don't spend $10,000 on my funereal hologram.
I would rather people did this than bet on Polymarket.
Or
I mean,
bet on Polymarket, and then if you win,
I mean, she got a lot more out of her money than betting on the temperature at Charles de Gaulle Airport under some dude's armpit. You know,
when we could bet about what our first death hologram word would be.
Ooh,
right? We can combine the two.
There you go. Brains.
Yeah.
Brains want brains.
you know, in some ways, this is kind of wholesome. You know.
It is, except for like, I don't know why it's sticking in my craw that like they agreed on a budget and she broke the budget. Like, that seems disrespectful. Like,
well, you know, who knows how well they agreed in life.
That's true.
What is this hellscape?
Yeah,
they're doing Botox.
Yeah, this is the Planned Parenthood. This is Rob.
They're keeping the doors open by doing Botox and a few other quote unquote beauty treatments that you can get with simple accreditation since they've cut funding. I mean, interesting way to keep the business on yet, but I don't know. Evidently, they have enough in a few areas that they can keep the doors open by giving folks Botox at Planned Parenthood. That is the timeline we're in, gentlemen.
There was a documentary, an Oscar-nominated short, and I don't remember the name of it offhand, but it was a documentary last Oscar season about the people working at an abortion clinic, and it was really hard to watch because the lady that was running it was like, I don't like this, but like we need to do this, and like she was one of those people that regretted her own abortion, and then the story, like, and then she's out there, they're all out there like protecting these poor women from people that are like being horrible on the streets and like yelling at them. It's a really gut-wrenching movie. My sympathies to everybody working out there. Ladies need to be taken care of. Not like more than Botox. So
that's what they got to do to keep the doors open.
Yep. I mean, I need the Botox. Look at me, I'm melting over here.
Well, you've got those concern lines,
Yeah, so I'm so old. So we got I didn't read this one. The U.S. sailor en route to the Straits of Hormuz.
This is one of those stories that I just love. The headline. The headline is art. Because it sounds like a monkey attacked him in the Strait of Hormuz, but
but it was just rabies.
Yeah. So a U.S. sailor en route to Strait of Hormuz sidelined by monkey attack. That's not the original headline. The original headline was monkey attack sidelines U.S. sailor, doing mine stuff. It was a different headline. Let me look it up. It was just such a good headline.
I mean, Rob, I
U.S.
think
Navy sailor assigned to remove mines in Strait of Hormuz sidelined after monkey attack.
I mean,
the original headline.
When you're removing ship mines, the last thing you're expecting is a monkey to jump out.
Right? Which is what made this such a good story. This headline is garbage.
Yeah, stupid Axios. Step up your headline game.
Oh, so he
was hanging out in Thailand and a monkey attacked.
And a monkey bit him or scratched him, and he had to take off.
Yeah, exactly. And so he couldn't make his job, clearing mines while eating dog food in the Strait of Hormuz.
Right.
Wow. Well, you've seen the pictures coming out of the ships.
The food gets worse and worse. Yeah.
Support our troops. Uh-huh.
Those things are weird to me, though, because I mean, it's
sailors or monkeys.
No, the pictures of the food. The food on the ship sucks.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Where do you think you're getting fresh food from?
Yeah, you're in the Straits of Hormuz.
Yeah.
So, just be happy you have fresh water.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully you get a little R&R where you can fight monkeys. Just, give yourself a little buffer if you're going to go monkey fighting.
Little monkey battle. Speaking of headlines, I rewrote the headline for the last one that we have on the queue because I thought that the headline that was there was dumb. I rewrote it as the inevitable cocaine salmon because that made me happy to just think about the idea of a cocaine salmon. Having seen cocaine bear several times, I like thinking about a cocaine salmon.
Yeah, I would show you the article, but there's just so many pop-ups and ads. I just can't do it. But I appreciate it. So the thing is, the stories of our waterways getting polluted with the drugs that we take, whether it's antibiotics or ADHD drugs or cocaine, it's a great story.
Tons and tons of synthetic hormones from detergent too.
Yeah.
The fish hermaphroditic.
Yeah. Or three-eyed like in The Simpsons, Yeah.
Blinky.
Blinky.
It turns out all of planet Earth is a science fair project.
Turns out everything ends up in the water.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
who knew?
There you go.
Science.
But it was interesting.
Cocaine and microplastics, right?
The one salmon that they tracked, the one that they point out in the study, swam something like 50 miles further than usual.
Yeah.
So it's making them all think they can write, good scripts.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
And swim 50 extra miles upstream just to see what it's like,
Yeah. It's a hell of a fish truck.
That's great. I'm a big fan. Let's see. I watched Over Your Dead Body last weekend in the theater. And I'm sadly going to say don't bother.
Is it a horror movie?
Well, so the poster says from the director of MacGruber, to give you an idea of what I thought I was going to be.
What they're working with, yeah.
But it actually...
That's Samara Weaving, she's great.
No, the performances are fine. My argument with it was entirely the marketing, because the first half of the movie is this couple trying to kill each other. And then the second half of the movie crosses a lot of lines for me. Like I'm not a big fan of watching people being tortured. And the funny went away for me. Like the funny just sucked out of the room when it got really dark, way too dark for like, I don't mind a dark movie. I will watch a dark movie, but when you go into a movie that you're like from the director of MacGruber and Popstar, and it turns out to be this, like that was really disappointing to me. It was too much. I also watched Killer Whale, which is garbage. Shocking, right?
Whale. Is it a whale that goes on a killer king spree?
A couple of gals get stuck in a remote ocean location, and a whale tries to kill them for a half hour.
As they do.
As they do. It's really bad. Like you've seen versions of this movie that are much better. I watched one called Frequently Asked Questions About Time Travel, which is kind of like a made-for-TV movie, like a BBC kind of production. It's got Chris O'Dowd in it.
I like that guy.
Yeah, I like him too. And it's like 15, 20 years old. And it's basically like more or less a single set movie with a sort of a time overlapping component. And I'm not going to tell you that it's a great movie or anything, but it's got some really clever ideas in it. Like they go to the bathroom, and then every now and then one of them gets pulled to a time loop, and then they turn out that then people from the future come and start visiting them. I like time loop movies. I like time travel movies.
You do.
And as far as time travel movies go, I give an extra star to any movie that's about time travel. And this movie is, even with that extra star, might only be like a strong 3, weak 4 star kind of movie. But, I like Chris O'Dowd, and there's some funny jokes. And there is like one sort of running gag because their decisions might cause them to become very important in the future or not. And there's some really good gags attached to that. But like mostly it's just two guys, and like the references are really like blatant nerd references, like very first paragraph of Wikipedia kind of jokes. Which I kind of struggle with. But it's, if you like a good time travel movie, it's almost one. And I already mentioned Hoppers. Hoppers is freaking great.
Hoppers.
Oh, and Pizza Movie, which Chris, I was telling you about. Pizza Movie is awesome. Pizza Movie is the funniest thing that I've seen in a long time. It's a couple of kids accidentally take drugs, college kids, and it's basically a Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, except they have to get to the front door of their dorm to get their pizza. And the whole deal is that the drugs have 6 stages that are clearly documented, and they have to traverse each of these 6 stages of drug side effects. And basically each of the drug stages are an excuse to step through a movie trope. So they do the liar thing. You have to tell the truth. And there's a time loop segment, and you swap your consciousness with another person. So each of the 6 segments are like, now we spend 5 minutes just goofing around with a movie trope. And it's really funny, like really legitimately funny. Like I enjoyed Hoppers, but Pizza Movie is really good. Like everybody should watch Pizza Movie. Hoppers is just fun if you like lighthearted, fun cartoons. Pizza Movie is just funny.
Okay.
Anybody have something to recommend to me?
I would only say that I'm gonna leave this and go straight to watching the robot finals in Houston, the first robotics finals.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I mean, my kid went off to college, but the team is at the Worlds, so they just had their first match in the qualifications in Milstein division.
That's cool.
So, I mean, there's like 1,000 teams in Houston competing. Crazy, man.
Yeah, I've known a number of people who've gone through it. When I worked at an office for a while that had kids that were coming in working on it in the same building. It was really fun to see.
Yeah. God, it's cool. So cool.
So cool. All right. Well, I think that's all that we had on our list. It's weird how quickly we can go through the list when we like don't go 3 weeks in between the stream.
Yeah, turns out.
Weird.
Go figure.
All right. Well, let's then say goodbye to Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
Goodbye to Chris DeBona.
See ya.
That was episode
910 of Geeks in Space. I was Rob Chrisrob, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.